So just when you thought you got everything figured out in life, you figure you were probably actually set in life, and then all of a sudden, something happens in your life, and your life gets turned upside down. Now, my name is Marcus. This is Discover Ignite, where we discover possibilities and ignite change. And here what I like to do is provide you guys tips and tools and advice to help you grow in life, and by any means that I can do that. So if this sounds something you're interested in, remember to subscribe, and also hit that like button if you do enjoy this video. Now, life, upside down. You are here. How did you get here? A lot of times you don't even realize how you got there. But I've found in my life that, sometimes you become really complacent. Now, let's be honest, right? We can become extremely complacent, right? Especially when we get in a mundane routine. And essentially, you're just going to work, you're coming home, you aren't doing anything different. And you're kind of wishing, you're hoping, you're watching all these movies in hopes that, perhaps Prince Charming will come in to save you, or perhaps, you'll hit the lottery, or some, crazy idea that we all hope, dream, and wish would happen to us. And not actually taking the effort to make a change, right? Not actually tuning in to what's really happening around us. And a lot of times when this happens, when we become complacent, we tend to fall into this situation in which life can be turned upside down, right? We can end up our marriage going into divorce. We can end up being complacent in our work and losing our job. I mean, there's many different things that could happen, right? When your life gets turned upside down, it can seem extremely scary. And for the longest time myself, right, I've had a lot of major changes in my life, and my life was flipped on its head and kicked around a little bit and then flipped over again. But nonetheless, I mean, these things happen in life, right? We have to expect them to happen. We want our life to be good all the time, and then when something like this happens, we should expect it to happen, because things can't be great all the time. We have moments of greatness, and we have those moments of darkness, right? And it's just coming through those dark times and trying to be a positive person, right? And realize that, life does get changed around. It's hard, but you can make it through. People have made it through. There are plenty of examples that you can find of people out there that have made it through. You can make it through. You have the tools. You have whatever it takes to get through that particular situation. And a lot of times we don't feel that way. A lot of times we feel like, we've been dealt a bad hand, which typically, we all feel that point sometime in our life. And it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of effort on our behalf to get up and try to collect the pieces when your life gets turned upside down, right? And try to make something of what is left, essentially, after the disaster hits, right? And so it's just trying to start with that mentality. That's one of the biggest things I've always found has helped me, is trying to think of it in a positive light. And a lot of times, there's some really dramatic events that can happen in your life, and to try to think of it as a positive thing is, the furthest thing from your mind, right? Like, you don't want to hear positive talk. Yeah, it's just horrible, right? Life is just horrible. But you have to look at it and start with your mindset. That's ultimately what it is, because ultimately, if you just assume that, life is bad, right? That's just black and white. That's what's happened, right? Life is turned on its head. And where do you go from here? Well, first, you're going to start with your mindset. First, you're going to go start trying to think, okay, it's fine, and whatever happened, right? It's already said, it's already done. Whatever event happened in life, maybe you did something, maybe you didn't do something, whatever the case is, you're in this situation. Okay, well, how am I going to get myself out of this situation? By keeping positive thoughts in my head on a daily basis, and feeding those positive thoughts in my head on a daily basis. And then not only doing that, and taking care of yourself, right? I think ultimately, when it comes down, when you're stripped down, when you're, on your head, right? When you're upside down, you're stripped down to the bare bones, essentially. And at this point, you really got to take care of yourself. Make sure you're okay, right? Ultimately, you need to make sure your health is in check, because ultimately it does make a huge difference. What you're eating, what you're doing, right? Make sure you get your blood pumping. These things make a huge difference in your life. And that's what's going to help you get you through this time, is to make sure that you're eating healthy, that you're working out consistently, that you are doing some kind of mindfulness, that you're trying to pull yourself out of the situation, that you're talking to yourself in a positive light, right? No, don't worry about what happened yesterday, right? It happened yesterday, right? Today is a new day. Today you're going to start off by doing something more positive, by doing something better to better your life, right? You can always correct those things in your past, right? It may not be the same situation per se, but you know what? You can still make tomorrow a better day by, correcting today, right? By doing what you can today, by doing good, positive things today, can make a better tomorrow. And we have to realize that, and realize that those hopes and dreams, yes, they're great to have, but they're not going to just drop out of the sky. It's very rare that something like that really happens, right? It's extremely rare, but the odds are highly in your favor when you are the person that starts taking more action and allowing yourself to go out there and be exposed and go through the trenches, right? You're already rock bottom anyway. Why not to go out there and put forth whatever effort you want to into something that you really enjoy, right? Because that's what's going to pull you through this whole change, right? This whole dramatic change that is throwing you off course is by finding that one thing that's going to hold you together, taking care of yourself, and pulling yourself through this. Because you can make it through, and you are strong enough. A lot of times I think we get tested to make sure that we are, and as hard as it can be, that test, it's okay, right? Because you have the strength. You'll find the strength, and sometimes it doesn't feel like you have the strength, but believe me, you'll find the strength. You'll get through. You'll keep motivated. You just gotta stay on it, right? Don't feed your mind. Don't feed your body. Don't feed any of it with some kind of negativity, right? Things that aren't going to help you, that aren't going to help you be productive, that aren't going to help you keep your mind sharp, that aren't going to help you, think straight, ultimately. Because when life gets turned upside down, that's all you have is bare bones, is yourself. You have to count on yourself. You have to rely on yourself. Yes, seek help, right, where you can get it. But make sure whatever help you do bring in is a positive help, right? You don't want someone that's going to be negative. You don't want a negative environment that's going to bring you down even more than you already are. But stay positive. And if you find that you can't find an environment that's positive, then just create your own environment in which is positive, and make sure that you're constantly reiterating in your head positive thoughts, positive ideas. Do have hope, do have dreams. I'm not saying don't ever have those things. Keep those things in the forefront of your mind, but look at those dreams as something that you're going to obtain through your actions. And that's ultimately what's going to happen, and that's what's going to make you feel better, because you're focused and you're driven off that thing that you want to achieve, right? Because that's what's going to help you pull you through the situation ultimately. And so that's the biggest thing. If life wants to change direction and flip a 180 on you, and your life just seems unstoppable, right? You just feel like you've hit the ground one too many times. Believe me, stand up, get up, take charge of your life. You can do it. Use whatever it was, whatever that thing that instigated the situation in which you are in, use that as a motivator, right? To start you going. You're gonna need more than that to keep going, but it's a good start to keep going, to focus on that thing that you do enjoy. So remember, if you do enjoy this video and you know someone that can get something out of this video, to share it with them and let them hear this message, trying to get out and help people as much as possible if they're going through a tough time. That's what we're ultimately trying to do here at Discover Ignite. And until next time, I will see you guys later.